What up, world? Oh, it's your woman Butterfly. How you doing? Oh, I look a mess. But whatever, man. Okay, y'all know I'm not worried about how I look right now. That's the last thing I'm worried about. That might be one of my problems, but who cares? Anyways, I want to talk to y'all because I'm like, dang, I need to finish telling this freaking story about this freaking girl. It's dragging out, and there's new stuff happening. Let me tell y'all what's going on today. Okay? Y'all, this is so hard. Like I woke up this morning, y'all, and I just started to cry. Because it's so hard. Like, people think that living right and living right for God is easy, but it's not. It's not. It's like the more you try to live right, the more you're tested and tempted. Like, it's like new levels, new devils. Dead. It's like, I don't know what to do. But what's going on now is I'm getting some promises. Like, promises from I want to say, but they're promises from the dark side, promises from the enemy. You know, that now that I got an apartment and now that I got a car, if I go back to dancing, it'll work out this time because I'll, it's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. And it's a clever trick because it got me, it has my wheels turning. Like, if I go back into that environment, I can make all this extra money that I need right now. I freaking need it. I need it. Right? But I need God. And it's like, it's hard today. When I woke up, all I could think about is how the devil tried to kill me. So I just really feel like it's a trick to come back so I can kill you. And it's like you gotta disconnect. And it's not an easy thing to do at all. Especially when you see people, you gotta get off some of these social media websites because it's a portal to for the devil to get in. And you feel like just because you see them doing that, making all that money, that you can get in there and do the same thing because you still have the body, you still got it. And it's like, I just don't want it. That's not the kind of money I want. I want checks. Like paper checks. Like clean checks. That's what I want. Okay? So, that's what I'm trying to get to. So, I'm not perfect. I cannot tell y'all what Butterfly is going to do. But all I know is I need some prayers. And I need people fighting for me. And I need to fight. Okay? And I need to tell y'all the rest of this story. Because this is... Stuff like this is the main thing that keeps me saying no. Because I remember what happened when I was in those places. And the demonic entities that I encountered. And I'm not saying I haven't heard from any of them. But when I was in there, it was terrifying because I didn't have God's protection over me. And it was like, you're in here with us. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing that keep me from saying, oh no, because there's no telling what I'm going to hear. Or there's been times when, I'll say about 3 times when the devil kind of zoned in on me. You know what I mean? And he made everybody else just kind of blurry, and it was just me and him, and I only saw him. And I'll tell y'all about that too. Look at this bird. What is he doing? He looks like he's trying to... Oh, y'all, I know I look a mess. I know I do, because I just hopped out of bed today, paid some bills, and that's what got me feeling like this. Like, I need more money. So it's like, I don't know, y'all. y'all, please pray that I don't fall. And if I do fall, pray that I get back up very quickly out of the fire, because I need some of that money. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna try to complete this story. It's such a freaking long, stupid story, but it's true and it's what happened. All right, so here I go. I'm telling the story. Okay, so she was like, I was mad because we didn't go to the club in Greenville. They told us not to come, right? And she was like, she was mad about it, but then she was like, it was like a taunt, kind of. She was like, oh, they told us we couldn't come to the club in Greenville. You mad about that? And I was like, yes, I'm mad. Like what the heck are we gonna do now? And she's like, I know what we can do. I know you didn't feel like seeing no black people tonight, and you wanted to make some money off the white people. I know what we can do, right? She was like, let's go to Atlanta. I know some clubs in Atlanta where you can dance. I'm gonna go home to my boyfriend, but I know some clubs in Atlanta where you can dance, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, don't you need a permit to dance at these clubs in Atlanta, right? And she was like, no, there's some clubs where you don't need a permit. And there are some clubs where you don't need a permit to dance. There's some clubs that if you go there, then and I'm not saying this for advice. I'm saying this to because this is what I went through. There's some clubs that if you go there, then they'll let you in, but you still need to get a permit. You know, they'll give you some time to get it or whatever. So she took me to this club called Club Wax. All right. It's over there in Fulton County, in the hood part and not in the nice part. It's over there in Fulton County, and this club was so horrible. It was so bad, right? It was horrible. Okay. I had so many demonic encounters when I was there. I started to feel like I was in hell, okay? I'm going to tell y'all. The first night that I went there, the house mom told me that I could not work because I came in there and I didn't have no makeup on. I was looking so busted. And she looked at me. She was like, right? And when, like, this place it's like a desperate place. There's a million girls there, okay? Million little young girls, old girls, girls that got kicked out of good clubs. Well, not good clubs, but girls that got kicked out of what a dancer would call a good club, you know, where you it's just bad. It's really smoky, okay? It's super smoky. You're going to come out of there smelling like a cigarette, okay? Because it is all kind of smoke going on in there. And it was just really bad, okay? So it opens at 11 a.m., y'all. And let me tell you, the first 5 girls that get there, they don't have to pay tip out. But there's some women that are so desperate for money that they are there before 11 a.m. and they walk into the building with their clothes on already. And it's just really sad. It's so sad. It's sad. Okay? But anyway, so the house mom told me that I couldn't work. So she was like, let's go to another club. Matter of fact, you need to call around to some of these clubs and see if you can work, right? So I'm on the phone calling clubs, and she on the phone calling people. I don't know who she was calling. She was calling dudes and asking if she'd come over and chill, and it was just stupid, right? So she was like, I know this place where you can work. It's right by my friend's house. I'm going to his house tonight, right? So there's this lounge called the Starlight Lounge or something like that. It's like a little rundown looking bar, and I guess some Jamaicans own it or whatever. But she drove me over there, and I went in there and asked if I could work. And the house mom was like, I suggest that you not start tonight. You know, maybe you can start tomorrow, because tonight it's just, you'll get discouraged. You'll feel like this is not a place where you can make money, right? So I was like, okay. So I went out there and I told her that, I told the girl that I was with, the devil's daughter, that that she told me I could work tomorrow. And then she was like, oh man, what am I do now? What am I do with you? I gotta go to my friend's house, right? So I was like, I don't know, girl. You're the one that told me that they got clubs out here. You're the one that wanted to come to Atlanta when we should have stayed in Greenville. Like, I'm getting aggravated. And she's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna ask my friend if you can come over, right? So she asked her friend if she could bring me over. And he said yes. Okay, so we went to her friend's house. Okay, this dude, it was paid. Okay, and when we was there, I was like, why couldn't this dude give her the money for her key? You know what I'm saying? This dude was a jeweler, and he had this big old house in Atlanta, right? And I think that house had like 5 bedrooms. Okay, and he told me that I could sleep in the room upstairs. So before we went to bed that night, he was like, let's go out. So we went out to some bar, and he bought us some drinks. And on the way back to his house, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a true story, and this person really does exist. As a matter of fact, I don't know if Said the Jeweler is his real name, but that's his name. That's whose house we went to. Okay, he's a very famous jeweler in Atlanta, and he makes jewelry for lots of famous people. Like, the dude was paid, right? And on the way back, she started drinking her beers, and she was driving us, and I was like, oh my gosh, we are going to die. Like, I was just feeling really bad and discouraged, and I was like, I had a thought about him, because I was like, he's kind of cute. Like, why is he alone? You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden she said, see, she was in the front seat, and she was like, see, you don't want to be a real estate agent. You want to suck boss dick. And I was like, who the hell is she talking to? And I was like, what? And she was like, you want to suck a boss's dick, right? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because that's not even what I was thinking about. I just had a thought of, why is he, like, having to deal with her because she's a prostitute or whatever. But I was like, you know what? I don't know what's going on. I feel really bad, but I just wish I can get out of this car and just walk to God, right? And he was like, that's how it works, right? And then they both just turned up the music real loud, and then she started singing. And that's another thing that she was doing when we were riding together. She kept singing that song, I Got the Moves by Big Sean. She kept singing it to me. She was like, I got the moves. I got the moves. You make your back move. You make your titties move. But I make the city move. I make the city move. Like, she was like, you ain't hear that part. I got to rewind it. You make your back move. You make your titty move. But I make the city move. She just kept rewinding that part and saying it over and over. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, this is the freaking devil. Right? So, of course I didn't get out the car and just walk to God, even though I could have. He would have picked me up in Atlanta. And it's very, very scary to be in Atlanta with nowhere to go, especially over there on Fulton County. Over there on that side, y'all, I thought that was it. I really thought that was the end of it. I thought that I was just going to end up on the street. I thought that I was going to end up dead, okay? But, so we went back to his house, and I went up to the room. I was like, I had 2 drinks. I don't know where I am. I just want to go to sleep. So I went to sleep, and I had a peaceful night. Very peaceful. I don't know what they were doing downstairs. I smelt that smell again. I don't know if it was crack or meth or what, but I think that's what they or him or her was doing. I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, I woke up the next day, and it's like 10 something. And she woke me up and she was like, hey girl, you gonna get ready? I'm gonna take you to some of these clubs today. Right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here. I got about $80 in Atlanta, and I don't know where I'm gonna end up tonight. It's just really bad. Like I need to get myself out of this situation. Right? So she took me to Club Wax. I put my makeup on this time. She took me to Club Wax, and they let me work. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all how it went at Club Wax as I talked from customer to customer. This video is 15 minutes long. I had trouble uploading my last video because it was over 20 minutes long, and it's annoying. So I'm gonna cut this video and make another video. But what I really need to do is get my jog on real quick because the gym is closed, and that's why I'm here at the park. And I'm just kind of annoyed today. I need to blow some steam off. But I do want to tell y'all what happened when I went to Club Wax. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all that on the next episode of the Butterfly Show. Love y'all, babies. Bye.